Guru Tattva Drishti. Section 1. Kasyachit Anusandhanam. It is an unknown search. I recognize something in me is searching. But what is searching? Who is searching? What is going on? Did you ever have this question come up in you? There is something I am seeking, but I don't know what is it. What am I seeking? There is some constant niggling wave, as if below the surface there is some lava which is turbulent. On the top of it, it looks very calm and quiet, as if there is nothing. But something below the surface is turbulent. Something is searching, but I cannot figure out what is this search. That is the unknown search. Kasyachit Anusandhanam. Something. There's a search for something, but I don't know what. That is the name, the title of the first section of the book Guru Tattva Drishti. I'll read verse 1. Something within is unremittingly seeking. An obscure, unidentified, and arcane search seems to be underway. Why the perpetual quest? For what reason is there an endless hunt? Why the clandestine exploration? So this first page is all the why page. Why is there a search? Do you recognize there is this question within you? You might have not articulated the question that way, but do you recognize there is a why within you? A big why? Why is this perpetual quest there? What is the reason for this endless hunting? You didn't understand what the hunt is about, so you started running after toys as a little kid. Then you ran after chocolates, candy. You ran after food. You ran after mommy. You ran after daddy. Do you remember running behind your friends in school? As you grew older, you started running behind boys and girls. As you grew a little older, you started running behind money, job, career, name, fame. As you got older, you went running for a spouse, then for children. The constant seeking, the endless hunt. For what reason is that there? Why? The first verse is the why. Homework for yourself. Do I recognize there is a constant why, a constant question in me regarding the seeking? It might not be in words. It's just a big why in life. Verse number 2 is what? There is another question that follows why. And that is what? What am I looking for? What? Yeah, so I'll read the verse 2. What is being pined for? What is the yearning for? What is being hankered after? What is the aspiration for? What is being inquired into? What is the investigation about? There's a constant hankering. Do you recognize that? Yes. What is that hankering for? You ran after something, some wonderful project, you got that. But the hankering continued. So then you thought, oh, it's maybe the title that I should get. Okay, you ran for the title, you got the title. Still the hankering continued. Then you started running behind God knows what, but I'm running. And I'm running. And I'm running. I don't know what am I running for. What is it that I want? Do you recognize the what question? Verse 1 is why. Verse 2 is what. Verse 3 is Who is seeking? If Ekta just explained that there is just a body arising that appears and disappears, and that body arising is not permanent, that means there is no permanent entity which is the constant waker. If there is no permanent entity, who is seeking? Am I seeking? If I was seeking, then wouldn't I know more about the search? Who knows about the search? Who seeks? Isn't this who question also there? You might not be able to articulate it like this, but do you have a recognition the moment we speak about it? There is a why, there is a what, and there is a who. Are you able to see these questions? If you see this, then only the next question is, when did the pursuit commence? Is there no beginning point of this quest? Is there no time stamp that I can mark from this time onwards? The seeking began. Before that, there was no seeking. Can I mark a proper time? A beginning point? When did the seeking begin? Do you realize there is the when question also in the seeking? Only if these questions are recognized, not necessarily in English, not necessarily in words at all. It's a feeling, it's a sense. I'm talking to you at that sense level. I'm not talking to you at words level, not at the intellectual level, at that feeling level, at the bhava level. Do you recognize you have these questions? Number 5, question, how? How did the inquiry initiate? Is there no clue about the cause that triggered this investigation? How? How did the quest get activated? Do you recognize you have the how question also? Dive deeper into that little current which is turbulent below the surface. Stay with that. Recognize that turbulence, and you'll be able to see all these questions. Oh, I have a why, I have a what, I have a who, I have a when, and a how. All these questions are there. I just didn't recognize them. And to where does this quest lead? Where lies the final answer to the unknown question? Where is this search going? Don't you have the where question? This recognition is very important, that I'm constantly seeking. And I have these questions about the seeking. Be with that. This week, just be with these questions. Can I recognize that these questions are there? You don't have to follow the poetic questions that are written in the book. That is just to give you a pointer that you have these questions, but you don't articulate them necessarily in poetry the way Ekta does. It is there at the sense level, at the bhava level. Do you recognize them? So this week, whenever you recognize, you put it down in your notebook or in your journal. You recognize that there was this little feeling of why. You couldn't articulate it, just a feeling of why. You write it down. It was that feeling of why. There's a feeling of what. Yeah, write it down. There's a feeling of where is this going? Where does this lead? You write it down. How did this begin? You write it down. This week, devote to simply recognizing the truth that I am seeking. I am seeking. You become comfortable with it. Yes, I am seeking. That's all. And I have these questions. I may not ask them in words, but at the bhava level, I have these questions. First, you become clear. Do I really have these questions, or is Ekta putting it in my head? Let me test it out. Yeah, first you test it out. Don't believe Ekta blindly. Clear? These are the 6 verses for this week.